Oh boy. Let's see if I can get some light in here. Well, you get to hold me. Jeez.
Hi.
Hello. It's kind of fun.
Me. Why aren't you looking at me?
I am. That's how I know you switch spots.
You're looking at the screen, but you're not looking at me. Come on, Brady Bunch me.
How about that?
Look down at me. Why aren't you looking down?
Sorry. How about that?
Portrait. Well, you're looking the wrong way. It's backwards. That's better.
You're fucked up.
I am fucked up. But it's a good thing I'm fucked up. So, all right. Welcome to episode 15. We have.
I have a real silhouette. Yes, episode 15. Who thought we'd make it 15 episodes?
Surely not me. I figured we'd give up after like 3. Run out of things to talk about.
Welcome to Monday Morning Food Truck, where it's Josh's therapy session.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's cheaper. Well, I don't know about cheaper, but
yeah, money. It's only money. They print it every day.
That's what I'm told.
Yeah, you go to the ATM, push a couple numbers, and magically comes out.
Not for me.
I
just get a slip of paper that says sorry. That changes tonight, though. I got my Powerball ticket for tonight. I'm winning my $1 billion.
Well, good for you. I hope you remember
my trailer.
I hope you remember the little guys in your life.
I will always remember you, Short Stack. Fondly.
Thanks, I think.
Because I'm never going to talk to you again. So, I mean.
Listen, I wouldn't talk to me either.
Oh, so we have a barbecue food truck season largely over. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I still have a few dates in November, but
I mean, your food truck season as a whole is largely over outside of the crazy assholes that are going to go through the winter.
Well,
present company included.
I met one of those people yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about let's talk about your week. I hear you had fun. You had a great week, didn't you? Just an excellent.
I did have a good week. It was a solid sales week. We had the best lunches we've had. I don't know, in 2 months probably.
So is that technically everybody paying you to go away?
Ouch.
I'm kidding.
I mean, typically the first week of the season and last week of the season are my 2 favorite weeks of the year.
Yeah.
It's oh my God, we missed you so much during the first week. And then, oh my God, we're so sad to see you go for the winter. It's good for the ego. It makes me feel good, and it makes it all seem worthwhile that, we were doing good stuff. So, but yeah, overall, man, it was a good week. We didn't really have any stinkers on the schedule. Our farm location, our fall farm location, was the worst day of the week. And that was, I don't know, you draw your own conclusions. It was 65 and sunny here and the place was empty.
Yeah.
But they said the last weekend of October is usually slower for them, regardless of the weather, just because everybody's pretty much got their fall stuff in already. So, but we were hopeful with it, the forecast being what it was, and the Michigan State game being a night game. I mean, everything was kind of set up for us to be okay there, but yeah, it was slow, but I mean, Chris and I weren't complaining too much. I mean, we got some stuff done, so that was nice. But yeah, your fun that you're referring to, I'm guessing, is my continued pickup truck issues. This one was my fault. This has nothing to do with the truck itself. Friday night, I changed the fuel filter while we were on location, which I've done a couple times already on that truck. The alert had popped up a couple weeks ago, so I thought since we were there and I was on the truck, are you sleeping?
I have questions already, but keep going.
Okay, well, ask your question. Why did I change my own fuel filter
On location.
and not at my house?
I mean, why'd you have to change it to begin with?
Because you have to change those every once in a while.
I get it. I
Required
get
maintenance. The
most
alert
people-
popped up on my dash, so I did it. It's not a hard thing to do. It's easy. You just have to take the cover off the inside of the wheel well. So pretty much the same process that you have to do for changing a headlight on that truck, which I also had to do. I had a headlight out, so I was going to do 2 birds, 1 stone.
Mm.
I hit 0 birds on in the process, and threw a whole lot of stones. So yeah, anyways, it's really easy to get to. You just unscrew it, get the new one, screw it back in, prime it, and you're good to go. There's no gas shut off or anything. It's not like if you're leaking gas anywhere. It's got a little, yeah, it's a simple process to do.
Mhm. Sounds
so yeah, so at the end of service Friday, the truck wouldn't start. This is at 6:45 on the west side of the Eastern time zone, so it's starting to get dark. So after fiddling around with it, taking it all back apart in the dark with only my phone as a flashlight, making a call to one of our regular customers who's a mechanic to try to help me through some things. It looks like I probably didn't prime it enough to get gas all the way through. So after about an hour of screwing around with that, it started. Everything was good. It started a little hard the next morning, but it was cold, so I didn't really think anything of it. And then we left our Saturday location and it started hard again. And then Sunday morning, it didn't want to start at all. Well, that's not true. It started for about a half a second and it didn't actually, the engine didn't even rev all the way up. It was more of a sputter out. And my change fuel filter signal never went out after I changed it. So this is the 3rd time I've had to do it in the 4 years I've had the truck. And I've had it go flawless once.
So what's the definition of insanity?
So the first time I did it, I made the similar mistake that I made on Friday night. I didn't know you had to prime it at all. So that was a learning mistake. And then
were you on location at that day?
No, I was at home at that day.
Okay. All right. So
after I figured it out how to do it, and then I had a very successful run, doing it on location didn't seem like a big deal the 3rd time. Anyways, so yeah, that time I actually had to go get a different filter. I just went and grabbed a different filter, primed it properly, and then it worked fine. And I never had a problem until it was time to change it again. So yesterday morning, I thought I would do the same thing and just run and grab another filter, waited for the auto parts store to open up at 7. Run there, grab one, and lo and behold, the stupid thing wouldn't seat properly. I couldn't get it to thread. So whether they gave me the wrong size or the wrong filter or whatever, decided that was the only one they had in stock too. So I had to wait another hour for the next auto parts store to open. And went down and grabbed one from them along with my water and fuel sensor that was starting to show some bare wires on, but it's just a plug and play. You have to plug it into the fuel filter anyways. They had one of those in stock, so I just changed everything. And then a whole lot of priming and finally got it going. And it's been fine since. All my errors are gone on the dashboard. And we're good to go. But yeah, ended up opening up 45 minutes late. Chris and I busted ass, got on site at about 11, which was the time we were supposed to open. And there was 3 cars in the parking lot already. They had been waiting there since 10:45. Or no, yeah. So, and then waited for us. One had driven an hour to come get food. So they were going to wait as long as it took for us to open. And then, yeah, we were done. We were sold out in an hour and 45, which is what I expected for Newego on our last day. Yeah. So overall, it was it ended up being a good day. It was a Friday night. I had one of those moments of, I don't know how many more times I can do this, of wondering if this is the last time that I can fix something, or, to where the stress level gets to that point of, is it worth it? And boy, an office job of 9 to 5, Monday through Friday sounds awfully good right about now. So, those moments happen every so often, but I haven't had one since, I don't know, 2020. I don't think so. It's good. It's been a while, so that's a good thing. So.
Wow. That's a wow.
What QR? I'm confused.
I know. I saw it too. I don't know.
What QR code is he talking about?
Did we talk about a QR code?
I don't know.
Oh, it was probably me. It was probably my QR code for the food truck thing.
Oh, okay.
My guess. And the answer to that, Bubba, is I don't have a lot of traffic to the website yet. I was more concentrated on foot traffic.
So your QR code only goes to the one place, right?
So yeah, my QR code on the back of my business card goes to the Facebook page. I set up a QR code to vote on just a banner or a poster board that I made, so people coming up to the truck could vote.
Okay, so I think we touched on this previously. I'm not positive though. Sorry, I'm trying to get back to where I was. Because I know I talked about my QR code and that I pay for mine and pay for my clicks, but mine goes to as many places as I want it to. So they do one QR code and then it pops up with a list of options.
Yeah.
So they can go to my Facebook, my Instagram, or my website, and they're all there. And it wasn't a significant amount of money. Really, for the year, I think, yeah, I just pulled it up. My pro membership for the year, which I think affords me 10,000 clicks or scans or whatever, at $100 and some change. So I'm not bad, I guess.
Thank you, Bubba.
I can justify it. So yeah, that answers that question clearly. So, but yeah, so that was my week, and yeah, it wasn't bad. It was a good last week, about as expected. Yeah, we pulled probably some of our biggest lunches at a couple locations that we had all year. So
Good.
It's nice to see, but it's like, where the fuck have you guys been all year, So, but yeah, a good year, and a lot of interest in our winter project. Some of our regular lunch locations wanted to make sure that we saw them during the winter for soups and paninis. So that looks like it's headed in the right direction so far. So how was your week?
The demand was there. That's good.
We'll see. Interest is there. We'll see if there's actual demand.
Well, it was kind of a slower week ish. Friday, we didn't really have a lot set up. It's kind of the end of our season. Oh, it's almost the end of our season, but we didn't really have a lot set up. I found a place I went to the craziest trunk or treat ever. There had to be 120 cars. Every single one of them was an SUV. Every single one of them had the tailgate up, and like everybody was playing games, and they had a little contest at everybody's SUV. And then,
awesome.
And then I made the decision to run the truck myself.
Skippy, I think that's great for you. It's a sure sign that it's going to be a busy day.
Right. Yeah. So I wasn't supposed to open till 6 as notated on the flyer, but I had 7 people come up to me at like 5:15. When are you going to open? I'm like, well, I think I have everything done. So I opened at 5:30, still didn't have everything done. So I was kind of doing things. But I did 82 sales in 2 hours by myself.
Nice. That's often, bud.
It was rough. And then people were very, very cool about it. Like basically my help that day had a trunk or treat to take their kid to that their husband was supposed to, but he got called into work. So and then Saturday we were at our local it's called Meckley's Flavor Fruit Farms. They do hard ciders and they do, it's a big apple orchard, corn maze, stuff like that. Every time we've gone out there, we broke records, how many sales we've done, how much money we've done. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna really pack it in. I'm gonna really pack the smoker tonight. And boy, was I disappointed. Here I am going for a record and it was dead. I mean, dead to the point of I've always sold out by, it's 11 of 4. I've always sold out by 2 or 3. I've never stayed till 4 unless I had to wait to get out. This time I stayed till 4. I had a lot of food left over. We still did good average ticket prices and good sales, but it was disappointing to think that, okay, I finally figured out how I can hold more food and I go to do it and it backfired on me. And then yesterday we had a wedding in Detroit in a back alley that I'm not gonna say scared me, but when I see a giant rat like just cross the back of my trailer, go from one building to another, and when I mean giant, I swear it could have looked like a woodchuck, but I think it had a really long, very skinny tail. And I don't know very many woodchucks in Detroit. East Grand Boulevard. So, and who gets married on Devil's Night? I don't know, but hey, all power to them. And it was us and a taco truck. And this is probably the 5th or 6th wedding I've done with another truck. And we, obviously we always talk and kind of figure out, okay, what'd the bride tell you? Oh, what'd the bride tell you? So I was told originally it was 200 to 250 people and there were going to be 3 trucks. The taco truck was told it was going to be 100, or it was going to be 150 people and 2 trucks. And they didn't know who the second truck was until 30 minutes before I got there. And I ended up being like 200 people, 2 trucks, and I almost ran out of food.
Well, that's good for you, at least.
Well, from what I was told is I had the longest line and nobody wanted to go to the taco truck.
Ouch.
And the taco guys gave us like a little bit of their food, and they're El Pastor tacos. Like, I'm a sucker for good El Pastor, but they were probably a C plus B minus. Like, I think El Pastor has like the pineapple kind of grilled with the pork, and like it's all one thing. And they topped it with pineapple and like pickled red onions, and I think it was just pulled pork. But their portions of their tacos, they were using like 4-inch shells.
So like a street taco size?
Yeah, they 2 tacos fit in like, I think, a 2-pound boat. With room to spare. And here I am giving out sandwiches and mac and cheese. So that's going to lead me into a topic when we get done here. But,
Okay.
So for not knowing where we were going to be, other than the wedding and Meckley's, it ended up being a decent week. And then we're kind of off this week. My wife's birthday is coming up, so gotta figure out how I'm gonna pay for that. I tell you what, though, since I live in the country now and have a lot of leaves, I actually paid a guy to pick up all our leaves for me. It was money well spent. It was so nice to not have to worry about picking up leaves.
I'm very happy that all the trees in my yard are not very mature yet. So there is not a lot. But in another 5 years, it's going to be a mess.
And then the guy who did my leaves obviously saw the trailer where we talked about barbecue and stuff like that. He actually brought his whole family out to Meckley's and got food from me. And I looked, I'm like, well, thanks for giving me a chance to get my money back. And then he gave me a shout out on Facebook about, supporting small businesses, which I appreciated.
Awesome. Did you do the same for him?
I did.
Good.
Put it on a lot of our Facebook groups that I'm a part of in our town.
That's awesome.
So the topic I was thinking about is roadside portion sizes versus wedding portion sizes. Are they different for you?
No. Well, so we've only done food off the truck for, I want to say like 2 weddings. Our portion size has been pretty much the same. Kind of. Our biggest exception is loaded mac and cheese. Just because most people aren't going to eat the whole thing, and we know that. So we usually, that's one that we'll go down to the boats for, but we use a large boat. I don't remember the size on it, but I don't know. It's big.
Yeah.
We're still getting a good amount of food in there. But yeah, we'll use those. We've had some that use plates that bring up plates to us. So it kind of makes it hard to do.
Yeah.
That there. So those tend to be smaller amounts, just because it's hard to do. Like if everybody wants a loaded mac and cheese, I'd have to bring, for 100 people, I'd have to bring 16 pans of mac and cheese.
Yeah.
To do it at our normal portion. So, but sandwiches and everything are normal size. Typically we don't have a whole lot of, it's mostly sandwiches and a side or something like that. We'll have people that ask for a little sampler, so it's just a small portion of each meat. We kind of adjust on the fly for a lot of that stuff and kind of judge by how people are eating when we're there. But yeah, for open houses, it's the same thing. We have more open houses where we serve off the truck than weddings, but yeah, same thing. We do a smaller portion just to make sure that we have enough if everybody wants a loaded mac and cheese type of thing.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was going. So I was doing, I'm doing a 1/4 pound or a 4-ounce portion of meat and pretty much a 4-ounce portion of mac in a 3-pound boat, which fits perfect. It's fine. But I look at, the taco guys and they use a small boat with the 2 tacos. And I'm like, that just doesn't, like, people were going, they're waiting for my food because it was just me and my helper, and the taco truck had 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still in tacos, but I'm not sure if we had the line because our food was good, or if we had the line because nobody wanted, or they got through their line a lot faster.
Right.
And it doesn't bother me when, the bride and the father of the bride came and got all the food from us, and the wedding planner or event coordinator, whatever, came and got food from us, and didn't get anything from them that I saw. So it's kind of boosts the ego a little bit, but then you're slammed thinking that, okay, I'm going to do 150 portions, and I get slammed with, like we did, I ran a tab and we did $2,000 in 2 hours, which I've been told that's amazing. I don't know if that's what your month times are, but
yeah, $1,000 hours are they're something.
Like it was nuts. And it was like, weddings I've been at, I've never been as nonstop as this wedding was.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it was in like an old building that had rats. So
well, at least the rats weren't in the truck.
Yeah, they probably would have came and got food though. I don't know. I thought it was an interesting event, but the portion sizes, theirs were a lot different compared to ours. And I don't know if it's just because it was tacos, and they're meant to be smaller. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it looked like it was basically like maybe an ounce or 2 of meat, if that, between the tacos. They were
Or
they
they're,
were all nice people. That's good.
maybe that's just their normal size portions, and they are on the smaller side of things.
Well, that's the other thing is, so they're not a roadside. They have a brick and mortar and they use the food truck for catering and events.
Okay,
So I don't know. And
interesting.
so it was just interesting because I've done other weddings where the portion sizes were pretty equal. I've done a wedding with a pizza guy where they made pizzas and served by the slice kind of thing. But this is the last wedding or last catering event we have this year. These are the couple that came or booked me, or before they booked me, they want to know where I was going to be. I told them they came. They bought one of everything to try it out,
Yeah.
and then told me, you switched again. You're trying to think if I noticed that, didn't you?
I can't believe you just now noticed, because I was in like 4 different frames while you were talking. I kept moving it around.
Well, I'm staring outside. Sue me. A lot on my mind today.
What's that?
So,
A lot on your mind today?
A lot on my mind today.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Are you doing okay, buddy?
I'm doing fine. My wife's upstairs, not doing well at all. So,
Is she sick?
I'm
Mentally?
hoping she has a version of Jade's, but and I'm hoping it's not COVID, but
Ugh.
we'll see. That's why I'm downstairs. Luckily, basically, we have an apartment downstairs where I can live while my wife is dying upstairs. I'm sure she'll text me if she needs something. Go up and hazard too.
Yeah, if it's, do you guys have COVID tests already at home?
Yeah.
So if it's not that, and it's that weird, whatever virus I had, where it's just constant fever / chills on and off.
Yeah.
Just remember the Motrin, Tylenol.
Time or
Every 3 hours, 4
hours.
billion milligrams.
Did you have a headache?
Bottle a day.
Did you have a headache with that?
Only when my fever got high.
Okay.
Other than that, it wasn't horrible. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so today's one of her favorite holidays, Halloween, and she's not going to be out passing candy out.
No. Well, you had a headache last week, though. Maybe it was just the same version of what you had.
She's just milking it. That's all it is. Anyway, I love her.
Well, I can't wait till she hears this next week.
Yes, I didn't get home until 10 o'clock last night on a Saturday driving home from Detroit.
Ugh.
They're fixing the roads in Detroit, though. They actually weren't too bumpy.
That's good. How much do you love backing your trailer into your driveway at night?
Every second of it. So, all right, my driveway is only basically the width of my trailer. So at least you have a wider driveway than I do.
I do.
Mine's longer. Like, I'll take a picture of it and send it to you. Mine's longer. It's surrounded by trees.
I've heard the girth matters, though.
Sometimes. I have backed into a tree. Luckily, I go slow, so it doesn't do any damage or anything.
Yeah.
But I had a guy come out and ask, or he was doing some tree work down here. I said, okay, I want these 5 trees out so I can widen my driveway.
Ugh.
Yeah,
3 grand?
3,500.
Yeah.
Just because 2 of them were next to a power line. And then, so it'll happen at some point or another, but yeah. Like, I actually just got a light for my trailer, so at night my menu can be lit up.
Nice.
Yeah.
I am trying to figure out how to do that for next year. We have outside lights, but they're on the ends of the trailer, so neither of them are over the menu.
Do you have a Harbor Freight, I assume?
Yeah.
Go to Harbor Freight, and it's like $32 and get a rechargeable. It's almost like a snake light where you can bend it, but it's magnetic.
My trailer's not magnetic.
Your studs are.
Okay.
You should. I mean,
if the magnets are strong enough, yeah, I'm sure it'll work. So
it holds, because my trailer is aluminum on the outside, but it holds the stud.
Okay, it must have solid magnets in it then, because I've tried doing that with our menu and tried lining it up with the studs.
Yeah,
And whenever the little magnets that I got, they don't hold.
yeah,
So,
it's a good light. So far it's held up in wind. And my banner is only on with like 3M Velcro tape. So
okay.
it works good. And it's got three different lights or shades of light or brightnesses of light. There you go. And yeah, I just put it up top and then snake it down. It works good.
Awesome.
You'd probably need two of them with as wide, because my menu is long, your menu is wide. So you might
Like
need
our
two.
driveways.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get some lights at the end of my driveway. Once I'm in the driveway, it's fine, but I can't see the edges of it when I'm backing in because there's no street lights on that road at all.
I have eroded one side of our driveway and lawn. Just because
I mean, it's a 2.5 foot drop at the end of my driveway where the drain pipe goes underneath, and I've gotten a wheel off of it.
Yeah,
which isn't a good feeling.
No,
like you're in at that point. You just got to keep going and hope for the best.
Yeah, last night was the first night I heard the bottom or the back scrape.
Yeah,
because I'm not too far off the ground. So
it's a good feeling, isn't it?
No, hurts every second.
And do you have the stabilizer jacks on the back?
No, I do not.
No, that's how I have almost lost the one, is off the edge of the driveway.
I really wanted to get those metal wheels that people put on the back of their trailers, so if it ever hits the back, it'll roll on the metal wheels.
Oh, I haven't seen those.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, they're heavy duty.
Cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
They're mainly for like really low to the ground trailers.
Or people that can't drive.
That too. That too.
I would like some of those.
Out of this back alley last night. I had to back out of this back alley with my helper, who's my cousin, who's a girl who's scared of her own shadow, with a flashlight yelling at me which way to move. Because I mean, if my trailer is 8 feet wide or 8.5 feet wide, the back alley was probably 11 feet wide and not paved very well. Ran over a couple rats, no big deal.
There's plenty.
Yeah. So let's move on.
All right.
I made a couple instant message requests to a couple possible guests upcoming. One's going to be, I don't want to drop the names yet. We'll do that on Facebook. But one, we'll talk about brand recognition, social media, basically how this person went from obscurity to probably one of the more famous. It's a barbecuer, one of the more famous ones out there. And then the other guest will probably be this month. Might have just won the second biggest contest in the country. But we're not going to talk about competitions. We're going to talk about how he went from a food truck to a brick and mortar and the transition and kind of everything that goes along with that.
Helps when you're a world champion.
It definitely helps when you have more trophies than seating, but because I've been to this person's restaurant. But I think it's good for and for anybody listening, if there's any guests that you would love to hear from, or any topics that we can research for you, definitely drop some comments so we know, what everybody wants to hear. And our lives are so sometimes eventful, sometimes uneventful, but we definitely love hearing the feedback about who you'd like to listen to and what topics you want to know about. That was pretty good last time we talked about that, except for my accounting skills.
I am positive that they don't want to just hear us all the time. So,
I don't want to hear me all the time.
Neither do I, and I have to listen to this thing and edit it, and it makes me cringe. We did have a comment that we can touch on. I don't know how lengthy of a conversation it'll be. Hold on, let me find so I can give credit here. This was off the YouTube videos.
Oh, we kept the comments on those? Oh boy.
Sure do.
Haters gonna hate.
From Shiner's Craft Barbecue.
Oh, okay.
Was looking for more of a POS Square setup conversation. And yeah, I'm guessing on what we have and why we went the route we did. And I think we are running the same, right, Skippy?
No, we are not. So
Okay.
I'll go first because I think mine's probably less intricate than yours is.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull some pictures that I can share on the screen. That I know at least he will see because he watches the YouTube video. So go ahead with yours and I'll do a quick look to see if I can find a picture of my setup.
So when we first started, we were thinking about doing the Square stand, which basically just holds an iPad and you can hook it up to a register and a printer. Because I already had an iPad, and then of course I impulse buy, so I go out and buy it before I even know if it'll fit my iPad, which of course it didn't. And I didn't want to purchase a new iPad, and I'm a poor food truck owner. So my local Sam's Club had the Square Terminal, which is the handheld device. And everything is in that. Catering, I can do invoices on it. It was on clearance because it was last year's model. It's typically
I'm gonna share the screen real quick, Skippy, so they can see it.
okay.
Oops, that's not the right
That's
screen.
it.
Oh yeah, you got it. Okay.
Yep. So that's the Square Terminal. That takes everything. It takes Apple Pay, Google Pay, tap, insert, swipe. You can do invoices on it. I mean, you can use that for everything business related. And I got it at my local Sam's Club, almost half off. I think it was $170, and it's normally $300. It updates all the time. It's got offline mode where, basically you just run it off Wi-Fi, and if the signal isn't the strongest, you can still take credit card payments. The problem with that is if you're offline, there's a good chance that, if the credit card is bad or declined or, whatever, that you won't get the alert until it tries to run the payment when it's back online. That's the only risk that you take to do it that way. But I can look at all my reports. It's just a handheld version of what Josh has, which I believe is the register. And it does print tickets via thermal printer. It's all in one. It has a thermal printer to it, so it'll print my ticket.
The little video that it showed, the printer's inside of it, so the paper is inside the terminal.
Yep, comes right out the back.
Okay, so you don't have a separate printer then? Everything comes out of that.
Everything comes out of that.
Okay. Cool.
And I recently, we take the order and we say cash for charge. If it's charged, we actually just face it towards them and put it right on our front shelf, and they just complete everything from there. They still don't understand when I say don't take the receipt because it's mine. They still take the receipt all the time. But
what do you do with the receipt?
I don't. We just use it to call their name because you can type in a name.
Yeah. Have you looked at on Square's website to see if you can manipulate that setting so that it prints a kitchen slip instead of a receipt?
So yes, it does print the kitchen slip first, and then it asks if I want to. So when they put in their card, for some reason, Square, because it's Big Brother, Square recognizes who it is.
Yep.
And they'll actually ask, do you want the receipt sent to your email? Do you want it? Do you want a paper or do you want a text?
Mm-hmm.
And if they want paper, it'll say hand terminal back to merchant. It'll print the receipt for us, and then it'll print the receipt for them.
Okay.
The receipt for us doesn't have any prices on it. The receipt for them basically looks like a restaurant receipt.
Okay. Yeah. So the receipt for you is just the order slip, like what we get. Okay. Yep. So you're not necessarily printing a receipt for every order then.
No, I am printing a kitchen ticket for every order.
Okay. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay. Yeah, because a receipt is a whole lot more paper.
Yeah, and then a box of the thermal rolls was like $25. So as far as it's a really good economical way to do it.
Mhm.
As far as startup cost, I would like to get the register, which is I think like say what you have, but the initial cost is expensive, and there's a whole lot of wires to it.
Yeah, there's some.
Few.
Sure.
Well, and see, my window on my food truck only opens from the middle, does not open from the sides.
Okay.
Sorry, it opens this way, not this way.
Yep.
So that way works good for the register, because when you put the thing out, the customer POS part out there, then it works. But for me, it doesn't work that well.
Gotcha.
But anyway,
So interesting. I like that terminal. And I looked at that too. But I like the big screen. Let me get back to the share screen. Share. So yeah, I have the full POS register, which is, I'm sure you've all seen them before. But it is a full freaking computer. So it has all our menu items. We can add pictures and stuff to it. And we can manipulate the layout so it makes sense and color code things. And this back piece here, you probably can't. Can you see my cursor or no?
yeah.
Okay. So this back piece here that has the price on it actually detaches, and we can stick that out the window. So we have the computer facing part inside, and then we can put that part outside so they can do all their tap, insert, whatever, all on their own, which makes it nice. So we don't have to touch cards or anything. It's all on them. Oh, yeah, kind of like that setup there. But yeah, I like it. We have a cash drawer set up underneath it. And then we have a printer further down where we're assembling stuff that prints the kitchen tickets. And then, yeah, if they want a receipt, it prints that printer too. We don't do a whole lot of receipts. And I think I'm gonna take the print receipt option off next year. Just because we've been at some places, festivals seem to be a big one, where everybody will hit print receipt and then tell us they don't need it. And I'm going through like a roll of paper in a day.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thanks a lot, guys. And the paper is not expensive. I mean, it really is cheap. But still, it's I don't always have a spare roll with me. Sometimes we forget to grab one or whatever. So, but yeah, it works great for us. It does take some setup to get it out of the box, and the wires you were talking about, we have a couple of USBs running through the trailer. But we also, with that, I mean, when windows get slammed or closed on wires enough times and there's enough moisture in the trailer, I mean, I have an extra set of USB cables and an extra power pack for the POS, and like I have a full extra set of all that stuff, just in case. And it's about once a year that I have to replace them. So
Now, did you kind of piggybacking off of our systems?
hold on a
Sorry.
second, Skippy, I gotta deal with a dog real quick.
Sorry, dogs.
Taco, come on. Come on. Hey, come on. Taco. You want a treat? Come on. Come on. You want a treat? There was people walking, heaven forbid.
Oh, people.
And one of them's in a prison jumpsuit, but I'm pretty sure it's just a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
I think.
I thought you moved into a nice neighborhood.
Wasn't until I got here.
You brought the house values down. Anyway,
So,
to
yeah,
piggyback off of our systems here, is there a reason you chose anything else? Is that Taco? Or
that's Pebbles. He's upset that he can no longer see the people now that he was so adamant about working at. I'm sorry, what was your question?
is there a reason you chose Square versus any of the addition or other POS systems?
Initially, the reason I chose Square was because I also had an iPad. And I did start out with a stand. Actually, I think the first couple of weeks we were open, it was only off our phone. So we were ringing stuff up on a phone with it and taking orders outside of the trailer on a phone, and then handwritten tickets were being delivered to the window. So we were essentially taking the order twice before it got into the inside of the trailer. And then started looking, found this stand, which was the cheapest option in 2019. And then used that for a while. Had all kinds of problems with it overheating once with it being in the sun, and it would shut down, the iPad would shut down. But then, yeah, I mean, I looked at other stuff, and at that point it became an ease thing where I already had all my stuff into Square. I was utilizing some of the Square's other back end products. So at that point, I just didn't want to switch and move everything. I was comfortable with Square's layout. I liked their software, and felt confident in the rest of the hardware that they had. So I think there is cheaper transaction rates out there, but the hardware for Square, I think, makes up for it. It's the hardware, it's cheaper. And I think it's quality stuff. The other big one out there is Toast, which I think was similar in price. But
there's Clover too.
Clover, yeah, thank you. But from what I've seen, I like what I can do with Square. And again, I'm comfortable with it, and I don't want to learn something new if I don't have to.
Yeah, I did it. So Square, and I guess I'm guilty to where I haven't gone through the others to see what their platforms look like or what their dashboards look like, but I'm comfortable enough with Square that if I ever wanted something to be done, like if I want to send marketing emails, if I want to send, stuff like that, Square actually, and I don't know if the other ones do it, but Square to me is like an all-in-one. You can market, you can, on my receipt, when I got my first customer feedback from my receipt, I don't know if you get this or not, but when they email their receipt or they text their receipt, they can actually send you feedback and it goes to Square, which sucks because it doesn't go to my Facebook page or something, but which I was kind of where I really wanted to go.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's still great to have, and it's a good marketing piece. So I think Square is basically a one-stop shop for marketing, non-social media marketing, and taking payments and basically just keeping everything as easy as possible.
I mean, they're going to charge you for every service you want to add on, but for the most part, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
I mean, they're doing all my payroll stuff, including paying my payroll taxes and workman's comp stuff, all gets paid automatically through them. I don't have to do a thing now that it's set up. So, which makes it nice. It's one less thing I have to worry about. So, it's worth the $25 an employee for payroll. So,
yeah, and I think it's like I said, it's a one-stop shop. You can do pretty much everything. You're going to pay for whatever service you want, but typically they'll give you 30 days to try something out for free.
Yeah.
To see if you like, because I was doing, I I spent the extra $10 a month for the invoices.
Mhm.
And I think it's great because there are certain things that you pay for that are big deals. Like you can split payments into different milestones.
Yeah.
You can do it, you can collect a deposit and the rest of it. Where if you don't, if you just use the free one, it's kind of all or nothing. You can't take a deposit. You just send an invoice and say, hey, it's due at this time.
Yeah.
So when taking deposits for, reserving dates, I think that's worth the $10 by itself.
Yeah. And I mean, they're not, in my mind, perfect by any stretch. I mean, but the things that I have issues with are, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, pretty minor.
I'm surprised you've never gotten contacted by a rep.
No, I mean, I've sent emails, but not to a specific person. And I've never had anybody, as far as I know, reach out to me. But yeah, the whole, what's the point of having a service date on an invoice if you're not going to have the payment hit that date? That really bothers me. That it hits your reporting on the day that they pay instead of the day of the service.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I can't have the same item. So I can set up multiple menus on my system, but I can't set up the same item with two different prices. So if I want to put one item, let's say I want to put pop on two different menus, and I have, so it's like, say the item is called red pop. That's the name of it. I put it on two separate menus. So like, say I have a day-to-day, a daily menu, and then I have a festival menu. Okay. Let's say for whatever reason, I don't do this, but I wanted to charge $2 for red pop at a festival, whereas I only charge $1.50 when we're just set up. Right.
Okay.
So you're price gouging festivals, which a lot of people do. I can't do that unless I call them different things.
Okay.
So that annoys me. I wish I could separate the two menus and have the same item names with different prices. Or
I can.
I don't think you can.
I have it right now.
So you have the same exact item with two, not variations. So you can do it within the item.
Nope. I have. Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna see if I can do this. If it might work, it might not.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
And the groupings are locked for me. So if I try to add my side dish grouping to a different menu and manipulate it, it will manipulate all of the side dish, which I just did because I'm creating the new winter menu on the POS as a whole new menu. And was running into these problems.
So right now, so I'm looking at brisket, right?
Share your screen. If you don't mind. So in your Zoom, it's right there in the middle on the bottom.
I'm using my phone.
Oh.
So I don't know if it'll work, but let me see if we can share it.
Okay.
Only the host can share in this meeting.
Oh my God. Well, I'll have to fix that.
I'll take a screenshot and I'll send it to you. Can you edit the YouTube video and post it in there?
I can try.
So anyway, so I have a catering menu and a food truck menu. And I have brisket in there twice. So I have mac and cheese in there twice. Now I'm on my phone doing it. I'm not on the dashboard, which is where I put a lot of my stuff is on the phone.
Okay, well, I'm heading there too, because I think I know what you're saying.
I've got coleslaw in there twice, one under the food truck menu and one under catering menu. Because the catering menu has two prices listed. Full pan, half pan. I got mac and cheese, food truck and catering. Oh, is this something that I can do that you can't?
Which wouldn't make any sense. You know?
For sure.
All right, so okay, so let me try to do it. So I'm going to do okay, go so If
Did
you
it
go to
work?
your item list,
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Yep.
you're in your item list and
Yep.
you see brisket listed twice.
Yep.
I don't get that. Hold on. Create an item. Please stand by, everybody, while we figure shit out. Test. And then I do.
Are we still on for tomorrow or no?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
What time?
You tell me. I am pretty available. I need to be home by 2 o'clock.
Oh, all right. So what time's he open? Do you know?
I don't. We should probably find that out.
I'm thinking get there by 11.
I would assume he'd be open by 11.
So I'll come to your house and you'll, or do you want me to just drive the whole way? Come to your house, pick you up and go?
Yeah, that sounds good. Huh.
Is it working or no?
Yeah, so I understand what is different.
Okay. So you can fix it. Wow, I taught you something.
Well,
You just made my day.
I don't want to have to duplicate items in my item list because that's just weird. Because I mean, when you pull up the so if you pull
No,
up,
hold on. When you duplicate items, right, but you select the category that they belong to.
I understand.
So if you say the category to catering on one or festival or
I
whatever,
understand.
okay.
Here's my other, and it comes back to reporting again. So if I pull up a report at the end of the year,
Mhm.
I want to know how many small mac and cheeses I sold. It's going to be in there twice. There's going to be 2 different small mac and cheese because they're different items technically. You know what I'm saying?
No, for mine they don't.
I bet you they do.
I'll take a
But no, but you have, because you're not doing your variations are different. You do half pan, full pan for catering. You know what I'm saying? So you have 4 different categories there anyways. 4 different
So
variations.
I'm changing my menu in here, my Square menu, up at the first of the year to combine a few things.
Okay.
So, but I've had one where they've paid an invoice. Yeah. Okay. So right, I have a mac and cheese, I have a loaded mac, and I have half pan, full pan, whatever.
So let's go to something with less variation. So like a sandwich, like my Burt sandwich. If I enter that item, if I make 2 different items called Burt, one at 950, one at 975 or whatever.
Okay.
And I go to pull a report to see how many Burts I sold, it's going to be in there 2 different times. It's not going to combine the 2 different Burts because they're different items. Which
Correct.
again is not a huge deal, but it's another step that I shouldn't have to make.
Can you limit it to when you pull up that specific menu about how much you sold? Because you'll know it's a festival or know if it's not.
Yeah, but I imagine. Yeah, I think you can do your reports based on menu or location or whatever. But again, it's just something I'm being picky about. And why can't I just copy an item that already exists into a whole new menu and set a price there?
So when I was going through the stand and using the restaurant POS to do my menu originally, I did have that problem. But when I switched to the terminal, I don't have that problem anymore.
And then, so like I have a side dish category. You saw my buttons. I hit side dishes and it opens up. So those are locked. I can't. So on a different menu, I can't do side dishes. I can't have it named the same thing and change it. Otherwise it changes all of them. So, I mean, it's small stuff and I work my way around it, but whatever, it's whatever. But it's minor things. And it's, once you figure it out and they're set in place, then you just kind of deal with it. And none of them are perfect, I'm sure, but
you're being a diva and we completely understand that. It's okay.
It's my OCD. And if I think they can probably get to the point where I would like them to get. They have finally figured out on their kitchen tickets how to combine items if they're not even so. If you ring up 3 like items differently, before it would print them 4 separate lines on a ticket.
Oh,
They are now combined.
on the terminal, they're combined. Yeah, okay. Well, so they're only, I think that they're only combined if you do 2 or more at the same time. So
No.
like if I ring up a sandwich and then a mac and cheese, and then ring up another sandwich and a mac and cheese, it'll come up with a mac and cheese. It'll come up separately.
No, it won't.
On mine, it will.
Oh, they did an update. So you might have to change a setting to
Yeah,
combine them.
that's
So yeah,
true.
now it'll say the 2 sandwiches and the 2 mac and cheese. So as long as they're identical items, it'll combine them on the ticket.
Which
is
irritates me.
Awesome.
No, for me, it sucks because I don't know if they want it in a separate container or not. So like if I'm at a brewery or something like that and I want to give them a boat, or if I want to do a 9x6 container and put a sandwich and a side together, I don't know if it's the same thing. So I'd go through more containers.
You and I package differently.
You
For
didn't
me,
go to-
everything's to go.
Well, no, mine is, it's to go for sure, but it's just
But we don't use boats.
I only use boats if I'm at a festival or a wedding or something like that, open house.
Okay.
If I'm at a brewery, I'll use the containers, like
Right. So you have a sandwich box and a side dish box, and then you put both of those into a bag, right?
No, well, yeah, if they ask for a bag, I don't auto bag.
Okay.
I don't know. For me, it's easier if I know it's going to the same person. It'll go in one container. So it'll go in like a 9x6 where I can put a sandwich and a side together, versus like 2 hamburger containers or a hamburger container and a cup.
Yeah. So yeah, we package everything separately always.
It's annoying. But anyway, it is. It's annoying. Anyway, did you want to tell the people what we're doing tomorrow so they can?
I don't know. We're gonna go see. Well, no, I'm not going to.
Okay.
Because we're gonna hopefully do a small recording on that, and then I will get that posted quicker.
Okay. All right.
So by the time this airs, that will already have been posted, so it'll be just confusing. And we touched on it last week, and it was part of the podcast last week, so it will all make sense on the grand timeline of the podcast.
Love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah. But we can, if you want to do a quick update before we wrap up on our whole 10-2 challenge.
My goodness, not really. I mean, I think I've gained like 8.
So yeah, whenever you want to get here tomorrow, you let me know. I'll be home after, let me think. I'll be home about 9 o'clock. If you want to bring your laptop or whatever you use to set up your Facebook stuff, we can go over your ad and see if we can figure out why it's not hidden better. Because it should. There's no reason it shouldn't.
So I'm at 1349.
1349. Look at you go, baller.
No, that was that, I think since
So
our
you were
last,
at 1342 last week.
woo, you got
So you
7.
gained 7. That's good. I don't remember what I was at last week, but I know what I started at. Audience, let me get there. I started at 8469. I know I was at about 8,600 something last week. So we're starting to slow down a little bit. We're at 8836.
Oh, sure. If you gained 600 or 400 people. I was at 13. What was that? 1323. I've gained 40. Or 20. Sorry, 20 something.
And you know what, Skippy, all of that is, I mean, almost all of those are from the ad.
No, I know. I actually on this one for our 10-2 challenge, I never set up an ad yet.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you want some help, and if you want another set of eyes on it, I'd be more than happy to.
You know what sucks?
Like I said, there's got to be something in there that you're not getting any interaction at all. There's got to be something that's not right. So
Here's what I hate about Facebook. Before we wrap up, and I apologize. So there's a lot of Ann Arbor, Chelsea, has a lot of breweries, distilleries, whatever. And I'll go to make an event and Facebook will say no, I'm sorry, I can make an event, that's fine. But I go to boost that event and it says no, because it's contains alcohol.
That seems about right.
Oh, it irritates the flip out of me.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to promote alcohol or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm a special category or whatever. So I can share the post, but I can't boost it, which sucks. But anyway, sorry. What you were saying?
I don't remember. But yeah, we do what?
So we were gonna wrap up.
Where'd you go?
I'm here. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
It's a ghost.
I hear you. I can't see you. Yeah, find us. Oh my goodness. Find us in all the usual Facebook, Instagram. Go like Skippy's page if you haven't already. PB&J's of Michigan. He needs the help. He's getting his butt kicked in this 10-2 challenge. I'm looking forward to having him work for me all year next year.
Damn it. I was
For free.
trying to turn my phone to see if it would turn me upside down, but my screen turned with it.
You can find me at just Google Sweet Racks Smoking Butts Barbecue. We should be in the first link or two for the various social medias and our website. Also, Facebook /MMFT guys for Facebook, and now YouTube also has handles, so that works there too. Plus, so a side note on why the links aren't going directly to Facebook anymore. Facebook has flagged them as spam. So they severed the link with Spreaker and will not allow me to post links anymore without the threat of shutting the page off. So
we are spam. I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, I look like a can of spam.
You can find the podcast where you find any of your normal podcasts.
Right. So I will continue to post the link when we have a new episode up every Monday. But yeah, search wherever you normally find podcasts. I think we are officially live on the majority of them. We're still pending with iHeartRadio for whatever reason. But Apple, huh?
That's where I listen to it. iHeart.
Okay, never mind then. We should be good everywhere. Apple just confirmed this morning after I nudged them again that we are live there. So I think we have all of them now. So make sure you RSS feed it so that you guys get notified automatically.
Yes, subscribe.
Lots more coming up, guys. By the way, we have 6 subscribers on our YouTube channel.
Yes, March to 100.
Slow dredge to 100.
More like a crawl.
Yeah, you know. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. For those that are watching, make sure you keep the comments coming and what else you want us to meander a slow, distracted conversation through. Thanks, guys. Love you, Skippy.
We love you guys. See ya.
See you, buddy.